They're all chain pieced. Let's iron them the easy way. Hey guys, welcome back to Frances Quilts. If you've been reading my blog, and I highly encourage you to do so, you would know that in 2024 I have challenged myself to spend 10 minutes each morning in my studio working on scraps, just taking all the little scrap pieces that I have everywhere in my studio and putting them together and turning them into quilts. This is one that I'm working on now. So this morning, I was working on sewing together 1.5 inch pink squares. Now, of course, I chain piece these when I'm doing them, so I don't have to stop after every one. And at the end of the time, I have this. As I got ready to iron these, I remembered a video that I made several years ago about ironing these chains. Let's go and have a look. I want to talk a little bit today about ironing and the several different ways of doing it. I have just spent the last 30 or 45 minutes sewing strings together. I'm determined to use all the little bits that I had left over from my current project. So I'm making long strips of strings that I can use on the back. There are several different ways that I can iron these. Let me show you a few. What most of us do, I think, is we clip these off one by one. We might clip them all off at one time. We put the piece down. What I do is I hit it with just a little bit of steam and then iron it back over. So now this one is done and ready to be sewn on to the next set. However, that's kind of slow. Bonnie Hunter, and you know I love her ideas, has suggested instead of clipping each one of these apart, to leave them all together when you have been string piecing. That way everything lays flat. I can lay a whole bunch of them along my ironing board at the same time. I can take my iron and just do my initial press over several of them at one time. Then come back and just hit it like that and like that. Getting the idea here, I'm sure. That one doesn't look very good. I'll need to fix it. Then when I iron the whole set all the way across, all I have to do is take my thread snips and come along and just give it a little clip along the way, and they're all set and ready. So now I have done 5 in the time that it took me to do 1. Well, that is certainly a good reminder for me that I don't need to cut all these apart when I iron them. I can just do them all at one time and then cut them apart. And guess what? That's what I'm going to go do right now. Thanks for joining me here today, and as always, I look forward to seeing you next time on Frances Quilts.
Remember, if you like what you've seen, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Please check out my website and daily blog at francesquilts.com, and I can be found on Facebook and Instagram at Frances Quilts. Thanks so much for joining me. Hope to see you again soon.